Hi, good afternoon once again. Niramai means being healthy, being without diseases. Sarve santu niramayaha. Let everyone be healthy is our motto. 75,000 women are dying every year just in India because of breast cancer. With the solution that we are building at Niramai, we believe we have an opportunity to save 60,000 of them every year. And I'll quickly tell you how. Breast cancer is the leading cancer killer in women today. 500,000 women globally lose their life. 1 in 17 have some form of breast abnormality in their lifetime. Actually, breast cancer is completely curable. If it is detected early, a person can do a very simple procedure and live a very happy life, just a normal life throughout. But what happens is, many times women wait till there is a big lump, almost like a marble size, before going to the hospital. Because of that, the survival rates in India are just about 50%. Every alternate lady diagnosed with breast cancer loses her life within a year or maximum 2. So early detection is key. So we looked at what are the hurdles for early detection today. Surprisingly enough, technology limitation comes in as a major hurdle. The most sophisticated and most popular way of screening for breast cancer, as many of you are aware, is mammography. It has some inherent limitations. For example, it does not work on women under 45 years of age. Many times it does require a correlation with another modality to do a proper diagnosis. Some of you would have actually gone through mammography, or your family members would have done that. You know how painful the procedure itself is. About 10 kgs of weight is applied on the region just to do the screening. Nobody wants to go through that whole horrendous pain. And use of X-rays for screening raises a lot of safety concerns. Radiation effects can actually be cause of cancer. And in countries like India and developing world, accessibility and affordability becomes a major issue. So what Niramai tried to do is to address all of these issues and come up with a new solution for breast cancer screening. Our solution can detect cancer long before a lump is formed. That is, we just look for abnormal tissue activity in the breast and detect that in a completely non-contact, non-invasive, privacy-aware manner. Just 3 feet from the patient is all we keep a device, measure the temperature on the chest and analyze it in the software. No radiation, just measuring the temperature. It works for women of all age groups and is low cost and portable. We have done several screening camps, corporate camps, where we take this device and set it up in a small conference room and do the screening. We have actually identified several younger women who actually needed follow-up actions as well with our solution. Let's look at the technology. We call this technology as thermal analytics. We actually use advanced thermography and machine learning to solve this problem. When tumor cells are growing, they grow at an abnormal rate. There is higher metabolism, there is more blood flow, there is new angiogenesis, more blood vessels form. All this results in a heat signature, an increase in temperature. That is what we measure using a thermal camera. And then you get something called like a thermal image, which represents the temperature on the chest. We measure 400,000 temperature values from every lady. We analyze all of this using our machine learning algorithms, which is patented. We have 10 US patents filed and 2 of them granted. And we generate a diagnostic report which says whether the lady is malignant or not. So instead of looking for lumps, we look for malignancy. Just to see what is so difficult about this, right? You see 2 images here. One of them is a malignant patient, another is non-malignant. And one striking thing you'll see is the asymmetry between the left and the right side. And this is what people have used over ages to just look at the thermal image and trying to see, okay, is it symmetric or not? And these are medical experts who can interpret the images. But there are these other cases which could be a cyst or a hormonal activity which also has asymmetric heat patterns. It could be even drinking coffee, which also results in a heat pattern. How do you diagnose that only the first lady there is malignant and the rest of the three are not? That is exactly where our AI algorithms come in. We extract 50 plus features, which are domain dependent features, from every image and analyze it using our statistical probabilistic model that we have built using historic data. We have been tracking our accuracies with respect to expert thermographer who has seen this, as well as mammography. And we are right now conducting formal clinical trials to validate this in a very blinded fashion. We believe there are several advantages of our technology, but there are two vectors where we are very unique. One is the stage at which the disease is detected, that is the sensitivity, the accuracy, much earlier. We can actually, there are reports which say that thermography can actually see these malignancies 5 to 8 years before a lump is felt. So earlier you find, obviously survival rates are going to be much higher. And we are trying to do this in a very low cost, largely scalable, portable manner. So we believe there is a nice opportunity of being a pre-test or a screening modality. At this stage, I want to take you through one small case study. There were some media articles about a solution and so on. There was a phone call from Chennai. Mrs. Kaveri, the name has been changed. Her son called and said, I have taken my mother to the very reputed hospital in Chennai. She has done an MRI, mammography and sono. She had a lump. And the report said she has 29 to 77% probability of having malignant tissue. How is it different from 0 to 100? And the doctor suggested the whole lump has to be removed. And it's so big that half of her breast was going to be removed. And then he brought his mother here, we did the test, and we found 0 abnormality. And we confidently said, there is no problem, it's up to you, it's your mother and you can take the call. And it was very early and he went by the advice of his local doctors. They did a surgery, they did biopsy in 4 and 6 slices of biopsy they did. They took the slice and did. All of them were not malignant. So it's not only that we find early cancer, we also are able to figure out when it is safe. So we believe we do have not just a pre-test market, screening market. In addition, we also have a diagnostic capability that the solution provides. So from a screening market perspective, 10% of the women are only getting screened today. Instead of 2 billion women who need to be screened every year, only 200 million globally are getting screened. And in India, it's even a much lower number, 2%. So we would like to reach these huge amounts of women through corporate screening camps, rural camps, as well as through gynecologists, which is usually the first port of entry for any lump and so on. And from an equipment market perspective, it's a 4 billion market. In 2020, it will be that. And we actually provide full solution to hospitals and diagnostic centers. And these hospitals could be people who could not afford a mammography machine because our solution costs 1/10 of the mammography equipment. Or it could be a complementary modality to mammography for younger women or just as a correlation and so on, as also for preventive health checkups. So we actually have 2 main business models. One is a full solution to hospitals and diagnostic centers where we charge per screening, that is it's a revenue share per screening. And for NGOs and government bodies and corporates who want to conduct screening camps, we provide the solution on a daily lease basis. Of course, we are also open to licensing of both the patents as well as data that comes in. We have done a market validation. We have 3 commercial installations, many more in the pipeline. We have now actually tested our solution over 1,000 women and very happy with the results we have got. This is the wonderful team. Nidhi and me are the co-founders. You already saw us, and we have a wonderful team of deep ML and computer vision, and we are ably guided by medical experts. We have been very fortunate to have had an opportunity to work with Philips Healthcare program. Learned a lot on the clinical track that we have to follow, the medical device business models that we have to follow, and several other interesting mentorship from the huge expertise that exists today. We have also identified 3-4 areas where we can continue to collaborate. First, in the CSR kind of activities where we conduct camps in India as well as in some of the programs that is running in Africa. Several co-development opportunities in the onco-diagnostic space, given that Philips is into ultrasound and mammo. And in general, the analytics expertise that we have and need that Philips has, we feel there is a lot of exchange possible. So I openly call for any collaboration and partnership in the audience to save many lives with a universal screening solution for breast cancer screening.